Hello everybody, this me Sean, back here to do part 3 of my JW experience. This one I'm going to focus on the apostate issue. The Watchtower has come out with this human apostates, and they're making some pretty wild accusations, basically generalizing too many people into this category. Yes, there are real apostates. Yes, there are real creepos. Yes, there are people who need to be shunned. A lot of them, probably. You know, especially pedophiles. How come you're not shunning them? But I want to turn this around a little bit, and this is to you, governing body, but all for you Jehovah's Witnesses to listen to, and anybody else. Mormons, regular people, atheists, I don't care. This is about what's right and what's wrong. And the apostate term, you're going a little too far with this. You're lumping people who are just disfellowship for small things, who have problems in their lives, maybe smoking. Even those who went to the police because their daughter was raped or their little boy was raped by an elder or a fellow person in the congregation, and you guys have to keep it quiet. Well, the two-witness rule is not a very good rule. Whoever rapes somebody with somebody in the other, come on, with somebody else in the room. You know that's not true. Now let's go to the apostate thing. You're calling everybody apostates. Well, why don't you look in the mirror, because I think you're the real apostates. And I'm accusing you of this because I have reasons to be accusing you of this in behalf of all my brothers and sisters. And I'm not trying to bash. I would hope that you turn your course around. I don't want to hate you or anything like that. But let's get some reasons why I think you're apostates. One, the false dates over time. We won't even get into that because none of them's come true. You shouldn't be setting dates, and you know it. And so we'll get that out of the way. Now, here's the thing, the self-appointment of you being this faithful, discreet slave. Nowhere in the scriptures does it ever say there's a class. It just says, who is that faithful and discreet slave? Happy is that slave when my master, when I arrive and finding him doing so, giving meat in due season. Counsel, guidance, love, things like that. It didn't say that, he would let you lord over everybody or anything like that. It says when he arrives. Now, he hasn't arrived yet. Yeah, he's been present with us ever since he left the earth. He says, I'll be with you until the end of the system, to the end of the world. But you've kind of self-appointed yourselves as this class to be distinct from everybody else. I mean, is that really so? We know there might be a ruling class, the 144,000, and there is the everybody who's going to live on earth. That's fine. I'm not, but that's I believe that's going to be the determining factor when he comes back. Who will he appoint in the kingdom to help, whether they be the princes on the earth or the rulership in the heaven? We won't even go there. It's the fact that now only 8 men, this governing body, have appointed themselves as absolute rulers of the entire Watchtower and all of Jehovah's Witnesses. Seems like every time they say jump, everybody does. And again, like my last video, people aren't making sure because they won't let you do it. Now here's the biggest apostasy. Oh, by the way, setting yourself up like that as the only channel to the Messiah is acting as a medium. And we know Deuteronomy says you're not to have spirit mediums or any kind of medium in that way. So you're acting as a medium now. You think Yahuwah or Jehovah is going to be appreciative? You think he's going to approve that? You think Messiah, when he comes back and inspects and really looks at what you guys have been doing, you think he's going to really approve? Now, let's move on. We have you guys saying, we can't join, say, the YMCA or a certain group because it might have a certain religious affiliation. I understand not joining a church or whatever, but like the YMCA, to use the pool or to just go to the gym, and then you guys turn around and join the United Nations as a member, a due-paying member, and you don't tell anybody for 10 years. 10 years, you keep it secret, hush-hush, under the rug. There, you're keeping secrets from people. You're not letting them know where their money is going. And you've joined up with what you call the disgusting thing that the harlot rides on. So it looks like that you're one of the daughters of the harlot because you were riding on the beast. Now, this organization is corrupt. They want to take over the world. They want to basically clean sweep the planet. And the Vatican is the rider of this beast. She's the major mother harlot. But it seems like you're acting more like the Vatican and the UN than you're acting like supposedly followers of the Mashiach or the Messiah or the Christ. Now, when you got discovered, you lied. And you said, oh, it was just to use the pool. Or, excuse me, it was just to use the library. My mistake on that one. Well, I've learned all my information from non-members, and you do not need to be a member to use the library of the UN. You can use the library. You could have went in there and done your research and see what was going on without joining them and then lying to us about it. That is an act of apostasy. Any of us do something like that, you kick us out. You kick us to the curb, and you spiritually ruin us, and you break up families. Now, even though that's a horrible thing, you did get out, but still, you never even apologized. Apostasy, right there. Let's see, the next one. Hedge funds, how about that? We'd be darned if we buy a lotto ticket or a little scratchy. Now, I'm not for gambling, but once in a while, a lotto ticket isn't going to kill anybody. Now, but then you go off and you join the stock market, and you have hedge funds in Rand Corporation, a military corporation, and you're saying we're supposed to learn war no more, but you're going to make money off this corporation who's making horrible weapons and mind control or whatever it is that they're into. I know the DARPA. Are you into DARPA too? I'm asking you. So, what else do you have hedge funds in? You're sitting there and you go to this big meeting and you're at the table with a bunch of tycoons who are war criminals. What's that about? Apostasy. How about that, huh? How about charging interest to the brothers all those years when the Kingdom Hall needs a loan? In Ezekiel, I can't remember the chapter, that person was to be put to death. They charged their brother interest. Well, what about you? Does it apply to you? Nah, I don't think you think that. You know? And how dare you have hedge funds? I mean, really. Playing the stock market? That's the biggest gambling casino in the entire world. You know? For real. Kicking people out for no reasons over people reporting pedophilia, for smoking, which I understand. Smoking's not good. Over cannabis, and I'm sorry, you're wrong about that. You need to do your research. Over just simple things. Now, I know habitual fornicators and habitual liars and all that. That's a different story. Some people do need to be disciplined. But you just go right off on this, lording over people with this, we have the power to just dismiss you, disfellowship you. And we all know that what happens when you're disfellowshipped. So now, what about, all these lives that were shattered? And then you flip-flop on doctrine all the time. People who disagree with you, you kick them out too. But then yet you find out, oh, well, we changed our view because it's new light. New light? There's no such thing as new light. The light is ancient. It's just that maybe some light has been shed on something that we did not know about before. How about looking at it that way or wording it that way instead of calling it new light? The light is very ancient. That's why he's called the Ancient of Days. Duh. And all this new stuff you've come out with, I don't even understand it. I'm like, huh? I mean, you're confusing people, right? Babylon is confusion, right? You're acting just like Babylon, because you are a part of Babylon. This is insane. You people are out of control. You're taking over Kingdom Halls financially so you can pay off the lawsuits to what I'm going to bring up next. Keeping pedophiles secret, which I already touched on before. So how can you do that? You can disfellowship somebody for smoking, but when there's a reason, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the person touched the child, but you won't kick him out because there's not two witnesses. It's very easy to know if the child's lying or making something up. I agree with a trial. I agree you have to make sure that it's not a false accusation. But you guys aren't doing it for that. You're doing it to keep yourselves protected. I think the Republic would respect you more if you dealt with them very harshly. You brought them in, you had the trial amongst peers too. People involved, not just a little group. And you kick them out and you never let them come back. You touch a child, you deserve to, well, I don't even want to talk about it. But we're going to get off that now. But anyway, the blood issue. You're flip-flopping on that. All the way, just to get the Kingdom Halls in, was it Belgium? I think it was Belgium. It was over in Europe. To be recognized by the state wouldn't let you because you wouldn't let them have blood transfusions, so you let them have blood transfusions without being reprimanded. But yet people over here in the United States get kicked out. Now, believe me, I'm all for non-blood treatment. It should be the last resort. It's not really what you want to take in your body, except for your own blood. Now, that's a whole different issue. But let people make their own decisions what kind of medical treatment they want. As long as it's not a blood sacrifice and they're not sacrificing to idols, there's no reason to criticize them. And again, with the bedroom, when you used to have bedroom laws, let people determine what they want to do with their wife. It's none of your business. It's a good thing you never asked me. Well, I wasn't married, so you couldn't ask me. So, all I know is that these things right here touch on a lot. And it's just the beginning. I mean, there's so many things. You're handling your funds wrong. You're moving out of Brooklyn, selling all these properties, doing all these unnecessary things. And supposedly, you say how Yahuwah, the Creator, as you call him, Jehovah, a false name, by the way, and you know it's a false name, and you won't adjust because of popularity. It's not about popular. Yahuwah is not going to be happy that you wanted to choose the popular name, which Jehovah means ruin and destruction. It's a false name. It's the Jesuits. And your Bible is also based on Westcott and Hort, who were Satanists. I'm asking you, 8 members of the governing body, are you Jesuits? I think you're infiltrated, or you are the infiltration of the Jesuits by the Vatican, because they become everybody. They control every religion on this planet, including you. You are not an exception. Do you understand me? So, Mr. Jesuits, stop it. You're going to go down. You're not going to win. You're going to fail. Now you're coming out even with another new Bible. I mean, why don't you go back to the ancient Paleo Hebrew and really get a better understanding here and ditch all this Westcott and Hort satanic mumbo-jumbo that's turned the Bible into a complete pago piece of crap. Even though the basic message is still there. I mean, all it does is just lump it in with sun worship. You're apostate all the way. Even worshiping on Sunday. You know the Sabbath is on Saturday. And why not go Saturday? Oh, we don't want to be lumped in with Seventh-day Adventists. Well, I'd be rather lumped in with them than the Catholic Church and all these Sunday worshiping people, which is sun worship. That's why the sun rose on Sunday, right? No. Count 3 days and 3 nights. Do the math. I'm not even going to give you the answer. I hope you can figure it out. You probably already know the answers to this. And what about another apostate thing? You're supposed to be watchmen. You're not telling us any real news here. You've given us a bunch of fluff. You're not telling us what's going on in the world. Because you know. You've been bed buddies with the UN for how long? So you know what they're planning to do. Is that why you're moving upstate? Getting out of the city? What do you know? You didn't have the guts to stand up for any questions on 9/11 with architects and engineers, which the Watchtower has. You should know better. You were right across the river from everything that happened. Not a single question. No, all you did was brag about being there as a beacon of light while everybody else came across the bridge. Anyway, shame on you, Watchtower. Shame on you, governing body. This is not to bash Jehovah's Witnesses. You guys are exempt, except all you creepos who are infiltrators and pedos or who go along with this and actually agree with the governing. All right, here's what I'm going to ask. Whom do you serve? Huh? Who do you serve? Men? Do you serve this medium? Or do you go directly to Yahushua HaMashiach or to Jesus Christ? And then to the Creator. He's the medium. And He's in heaven. These men, no, they're not mediums. Anyway, I'm ending this right now. This was my video. Who are the real apostates? Look in the mirror, governing body. Look in the mirror. And stop fleecing everybody. Stop lying. Stop covering over your mistakes. Apologize for once. Why don't you just step down and just scram and get out of here? Make like a tree and leave. This ends this transmission. Peace out, people. Shalom. May Yahuwah be with you.